Hi, my name is Jacqueline Tasker, and I am the new media specialist here at the Black River Middle School. I'm so excited to be here. I feel welcomed by the Chester community already. And one of my missions this year is to get books in the hands of our students. Now, using the library and borrowing books is going to look a little bit different this year, but I have developed a COVID safe way of ordering and borrowing books. And we have library policies that will keep the library space a safe place for students to be. Now, on this page, I have my screen, I have my contact information shared. Please don't hesitate to email or call me if you have any questions. Next, I'll be giving you a preview of our new website. By the time you are watching this, the new website might be live, but it's not yet. So for now, it's just a preview. Here, the first thing you'll see, Access File at Destiny, is a link to the library catalog where students can search for books by either title, author, subject, or even browse through book cover images. Now we have our book request form. So books will be ordered for delivery to homeroom or to the main office. So here is the form if you want to take a closer look at it. Students will need to be logged into their Chester account to access it. But I'll just ask them for their name, grade, and homeroom, and whether they are a hybrid or virtual learner. Virtual learners will be able to pick up their books in the main office. If they would like to request a book by a specific title or author, they can enter it here. And if they don't know which book they would like, then they can select up to 2 genres, and I will shop for them. And then, of course, I would love it if they gave me more information, like books they've already read or books they loved or hated, if they want me to shop for them, because I want to make sure that they have the best possible experience. Now, I hope to have a pretty quick turnaround time with this form. I think I'll be able to have books to students within 1 to 2 school days. They can walk into the library to return them, or they can also return them in the main office and they'll go into my mailbox. To keep this safer, once books are returned or anytime they come off the shelf, they will be quarantined for 6 days before they're reshelved or recirculated. Now, I mentioned a quick turnaround time from the library to the student, which doesn't necessarily account for the quarantine. If a book has been returned that a student wants and it's in quarantine, it'll be a little bit longer before they can get it. And as for my handling of the books, I always wear gloves when I'm taking books off the shelves or when I'm delivering books, and of course, a face mask. So the books should be protected from me and anything else that's going on in the library. I'd like to give you a little tour of my Bitmoji classroom. On the website, if you click on this pop-out menu, then it will have it open in a new tab. I already did that, so I'll just switch over to the tab. This is another place where students can go for book recommendations. So I have some of the books that I'm reading now. Yes, I'm really reading more than one book at a time. Some staff picks, things that staff recommend, and of course another link to the book request form. And over here, a link to the website. So this is another way to, I think, put a face on the library, especially because students may not be able to visit as often as they could in the past because they may be a hybrid learner or a virtual learner. And we have, of course, our limits on gathering size. Go back to the website. Databases are very important, so they are also on the home page. These are essential for research projects, and we'll be taking a deeper dive into them when classes come to the library for research or for a library orientation. We'll give them an overview. Now, the What Should I Read Next page is pretty important because there won't be browsing in the stacks this year. This can help students explore books, pick something, and I will be producing a number of tutorial videos on how to use some of these services, as well as having classes in the library for orientations, so we can learn a little bit more about Reader's Advisory and make sure that they are able to borrow things they really enjoy. Bookopolis, the first one listed, is a kids-safe online community where they can create a virtual bookshelf, rate and review books. and they can use that up to age 13. For students who are 13 and over, they can create a Goodreads profile to rate and review books and see what other people are reading. I included a link to my children's and YA Goodreads account so they can see the things that I've liked. Doggo Books is another place where students can publish their own reviews. And Novelist is a database that I'll be promoting this year. This is a reader's advisory database where you can search for books based on things that you've liked in the past. So look for read-alikes, or search by different qualities in a book you like fast-paced or character-driven or plot-driven. So one reason I really like this database is because it promotes books and reading, but it also gives users the language to describe the things they like to read, and that helps them communicate more confidently about literature and just in general. And there's another link to our book request form. I also have a research page with basics to the research process and citing your work, which of course we know is so important. We really try to emphasize that it's essential for students to give credit where credit is due for information that they're using, because we always want them to avoid plagiarism. Here, and this is another one of those images where if you click on it, it will open in a full screen and be easier to use, because I know that we're using Google, even though we have databases available to us. So this gives you some tips on how to use Google in a better way. And here we have the databases again, as well as resource lists and a link to our citation page. Here, this is how to create your MLA Works Cited page and in-text citations. So important. I'm just scrolling through quickly now, but you certainly can go back and look at this more in depth later if you would like. Community resources, I have linked to a number of local libraries that may be of interest, that may have resources that you need. The Makerspace, unfortunately, is closed right now, but this is a space holder for when we are able to get making in person again. I'm going to take a look at our library policies with you, because these are different now than they were in the past. Just while the pandemic is going on and we have public health guidelines, the library access is limited and the library is closed for browsing. Books may be requested for delivery via the Google form that I showed you. Students can come into the library to return books or to have a conference with me. I am always going to be available for one-on-one help with choosing a book, with a research assignment, with a Chromebook. I'm available for that. Books that are returned or removed from the shelves will be quarantined for 6 days before reshelving or recirculation. Now, I did mention a quick turnaround time for getting books to students. I will be wearing gloves and a mask when I handle the books, so they'll be kept safe from me. And then when they come back, they'll be quarantined before they go out again. So if someone is requesting a popular book, then they will have a bit of a longer wait before they can get it. Classes can visit the library. I do hope to host a lot of classes in the library this year. And there may be socially distant group meetings, like book clubs meeting in the library at some time in the future. Students can borrow 2 books at a time for 2 weeks at a time, and books can always be renewed as long as they're not on hold for someone else. There are no late fees for books, but if a book is lost, then we will charge a replacement fee. Of course, we always want students signing in and out when they come to the library, and no food or drink in the library. And the furniture and equipment must be used for schoolwork and in accordance with the Chester Acceptable Use Policy. The Social Emotional Learning page has a collection of resources based on feedback from our counselors that would be a benefit to the students. And resources are, this is a number of different topics based on the curriculum and projects that have been done in the past. Each page has a collection of databases and, well, mostly websites. Every page has websites. Some also have databases and books that are useful for students' projects. So that's our library website. And I talked a bit about the new temporary library policies for access and book circulation, and showed you the book delivery and request form. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call or email. I'm here in the library and I can't wait to get to know your students better. Bye. Thanks for stopping in.